thanks God for YouTube. Just give them some tool, just give them that tool so they will be able to express themselves and the tension will start dying. Freedom exists when you are truly yourself, but you can't be truly yourself if you don't recognize that you are not yourself. Hello guys, assalamu alaikum, welcome to my channel. Please do like, share, subscribe to my channel. Today I come to talk about identity crisis, my testimony. It's gonna be heavy and it's not gonna be pretty and sweet today. It's gonna be real. It's gonna be a real topic. I want to outline that whatever I say here in this video is my story, my truth, my personal opinion, my experiences. And if someone doesn't like it, well, that is not my freaking problem. I want to stop hiding. I have enough of hiding. I have enough of being pretty, sweet, and just, happy day and be positive. No, because I see a big problem. I see a big problem coming if we gonna be still pretending that everything is fine, everything is lovely, and we're not gonna be talking about the real shit. Everything will be basically brushed under the carpet, and no, not with me. This is my testimony. This is what I have observed, experienced, felt. We as human beings are social animals, and in terms of psychological viewpoints, we are a social species and we do live in tribes, and for us, in order to have that nice balance in terms of our lives and our well-being, we have to feel that we belong somewhere, meaning we have to maintain and feel and this have that sense of belongings with other people, with other tribes, with other groups. And if we do not have this, if we do not experience this, this has many psychological factors, many negative psychological effects, such as this could lead to depression, anxiety, and many people that are just hiding, suffering in silence. If you are in this position, if you are listening to this video, I want you to know that you are not on your own. You are not on your own. There are many of us like this. Half of my life, I think, a bit more than half of my life I spent in Poland, and therefore I adopted a Polish culture, Polish mindset, which means wearing what people wear, what is socially acceptable, and sayings, phrases, behavior, everything that school tells you to do, what you can do, what you can't do. If you grow up in any culture, you have to act a certain way, as I mentioned. Since I accepted Islam, everything needed to change. I felt like I need to change. I felt like I need to somehow feel that sense of belonging, as I was mentioning at the beginning of the video, and I need to adapt to certain custom, rules, regulations. joking. So yeah, and the same happened with what I'm gonna be wearing from that point onwards. And how can I incorporate that into my life? It was a challenge, it was transition, and at the same time, remember again that I have, a Polish culture in me. So how can I incorporate that? How can I, start wearing things in a different way suddenly and not be overwhelmed by it? Yes, people do get overwhelmed by it. and that is absolutely normal. And I do not understand if someone has a different opinion. For example, oh, she is a Muslim, so now she needs to look certain way. But whatever the look is, that person that is judging you only knows, because obviously we know that headscarf, we know that dresses, dressing up, etc. is a huge topic, and we can talk about this for months and months. But the question is here, are we putting the energy and resources and passion into something that is really that meaningful? Because this is what I have problem with. I don't have problem with the way people express themselves, the way people obviously dress up, what they wear, and obviously there needs to be some sort of balance here and there, but obviously everyone has their own guidelines, and everyone should be able to express themselves, obviously in some sort of way that is still acceptable in society, but this can be changed, altered, but we're not going to be going into that direction right now. So yes, I did struggle, and even that some people, there was few people that actually approached me and said, look, you know, this is how you have to wear things. But funny thing is that when I was actually wearing these things, so across the years, when there were people that were telling me, okay, you have to, you know, everything is fine, everything is lovely, but you should look that way or that way or that way. And funny thing is that when I was trying to discover and basically trying to kind of like take their advice and do it, then from the same person, after some time in a different circumstance, I had a completely different opinion, like, oh, but maybe it's a bit, maybe it's a bit too much. According to who is too much? That's my question. According to who is too much, and who I'm gonna be pleasing? Am I gonna be pleasing you? Am I gonna be pleasing, I don't know, my neighbor that lives next to me and wants to look at me, I don't know, in a certain way because it has a perception has a certain perception about how I should look like? I mean, I mean, why do we have to have that conversation? I mean, we should have that conversation. Yes, I do strongly believe that. But is it really necessary? That to what sort of degree is that necessary? It seems like it is more necessary now than ever, because it seems like we are actually in a place where the judgment is overwhelming. Please, you know, I mean, if you see any reverts, converts, please, like, come on, give them some space, give them some understanding. But again, in terms of to give an understanding, to facilitate understanding, you have to be understandable, and you have to willing to understand yourself in the first place. But if you are not willing to do that, then that means you was not actually looking at yourself, and that is a big problem. We all have to look at ourselves, check up on ourselves. Yeah, so I did struggle, but guess what? I'm not struggling anymore. I am not struggling anymore, and alhamdulillah I'm not, because you know what? Because as much as I love my balance in terms of clothing and how I look, I am happy to put this as my life priority, that my life depends on it, because I understand that there are other priorities that are more important, more valuable, and more beneficial for other people, for the generations to come after us, than my ego, my perception, my upbringings, my, you know, whatever you have in your software, like there, imprinted from a very young age.